With coronavirus heavily impacting the Formula One calendar and reshuffling all races, we decided to consider the potential implications of a shortened season as uncertainty continues to brew. F1's chiefs remain determined to stage between 15 to 18 races before the end of the year, and insist they are confident about plans to kickstart the 2020 season in early July, with a string of behind-closed-door European rounds starting in Austria following the delays caused by the coronavirus pandemic. However, given the unpredictable nature and fluidity of the COVID-19 crisis, which has already scuppered the opening 10 races already, it could become difficult for the championship to nail down any firm plans. The situation has also been complicated by national permissions on travel, as well as social distancing and lockdown restrictions, which are being enforced across the globe. At present, the likelihood of F1 being able to get through its target of 15 to 18 races appears optimistic. Although, holding as many races as possible will naturally remain at the top of F1's agenda, given the financial incentives that come with the revenue received through hosting fees, broadcast, and sponsorship deals. However, only 8 races are required to validate a World Championship season. 2020 is set to become one of the biggest years in Formula One's history. Those were the words of Christian Horner in the finale of Season 2 of F1's Drive to Survive. Words that have completely turned on their head. So how would a 10 race or fewer F1 season affect the nature of racing and ultimately the outcome of the World Championship? Ferrari driver Charles Leclerc has predicted that such a scenario would prompt drivers to take more risks, daring strategies and overtakes, which could thus lead to some very entertaining races. Leclerc has also highlighted how drivers may need time to find their rhythm again after more than 6 months without racing, emphasising that it is difficult to get back into the mental state after such a break. More risk-taking by those scrapping for victory could result in more entertaining sprint-style races and open the door for midfield teams to capitalise by sneaking onto the podium or even by claiming a rare race win in a particularly crazy race. Fewer races would also place emphasis on the need for greater consistency, while the impact suffered in the event of a reliability failure would likely be doubled. This would largely depend on the exact format F1 uses when it finally goes racing, but component changes and subsequent grid drops during double-header events could change the complexion of not only that weekend, but also the entire title picture. Might this lead some drivers to be more hesitant and tentative during races and in wheel-to-wheel combat? Going by recent history, the leader after 10 races generally shows that the eventual champion does not always necessarily start off fast and maintain superiority throughout. Former world champion Nico Rosberg recently argued that a shorter season could well favour the likes of Max Verstappen in a showdown against Lewis Hamilton, something the German knows all too well after beating Hamilton by just 5 points for the 2016 title. Hamilton has traditionally made relatively slow starts, by his exemplary standards, to campaigns before going on to blow away the opposition in the latter stages in the season. This is highlighted by the fact that Britain has only led championships after 10 rounds on 2 occasions, out of his 5 title trumps while at Mercedes, in 2015 and 2019. However, a short season may well benefit Mercedes more than usual this year, given how strong the German manufacturer looked during pre-season testing and considering the dominant start it made to 2019 by winning the first 8 events. Hamilton has the chance to match Michael Schumacher's record of 7 world titles this year, while Mercedes is seeking the unprecedented feat of winning 7 straight world championship doubles. But would the 2020 championship be devalued if the season ended up only being a 10-race affair? Ferrari driver Sebastian Vettel believes the achievement would not be diminished, stating that in F1's history there have been seasons with fewer races before. The 4-time world champion would have sealed 2 additional titles with Ferrari in 2017 and 2018 if each season of the V6 hybrid era had been contested over 10 rounds. Vettel believes it will place higher importance on those races that remain, and a larger emphasis on getting things right. Many unknowns continue to remain over exactly when and how the 2020 F1 season will take shape. But with the majority of the grid familiar to an expanded calendar featuring 20 races, a shortened season would certainly provide a new test. What are your thoughts on a shortened F1 season for 2020? Do you believe we will go racing this year? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Crash for more motorsport content.